Hi, this is Lulu. I'm a compulsive overeater. And today we are continuing on with step five. Um, we had our presentation on our personal experience with step five. And now these next few recordings will be about ways we go about doing step five with others. It's just the way that I was brought through it. It was the way that worked really well for me. So that's why I do it this way. So I know that some people in OA or any 12-step program, I would say the typical way to do step five would be to sit and read from beginning to end, everything that you've written, and then the sponsor sits and listens. The sponsor listens to everything and just goes on from one to the next, reads for hours, maybe has to come back another time and do another session of hours of reading. And I'm not saying that that's not effective. I'm not saying it's not useful, but it's not the way that I was brought through. So I'm just going to show you, explain to you how I was brought through it. It was basically about kind of using the fourth step as a bundle of really important information about myself, for me, written by me, in my own handwriting. Nobody wrote it about me. I wrote it about me. And it's amazing what you pick out of that. So as we're, the two things that we get from step five, which is reading the fourth step, bringing it to discussion with your sponsor, I figure rather than moving on to the next one and the next one and the next one while you're talking about it, let's just go right through it. Where is my my step six list, the list of my shortcomings? Where's my step eight list, the people I have harmed, how have I harmed them? So the first thing that I have people do is I have them do a tally. This is the way it was brought to me. And the two tallies that we do are under the fears on each of the resentment writing assignment and the self-seeking. So I have them tally, go through every single one and make a little tally. Like for instance, here is the one I have people do it themselves. My sponsor actually did it with me. Like I read them and she just made like little check marks, like next to the things. And as I was reading them, but I just have people count them up themselves. So I just say, just get a piece of paper, not getting what I want, not getting what I need, other people's opinions, not losing what I have, not having control, all those, all the different fears. You write them all on a piece of paper, then go through your fifth step. Usually they're on a Google Doc now. So we scroll and we see the fears we picked for this one, make a little line, like those little 5 bundles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the little bundles. Go across, go to the next one, boom, 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 wherever they come up. And then at the end of that, you have a tally of all the time that those fears come up for you in relation to engaging in the world with people, places, and things. And then I do the same thing with the self-seeking behavior. So here's here's the tally that my sponsor did with all the different self-seeking behaviors. That whole thing on the list, the cheat sheet list, you can just print that list out next to each. Just go through, scroll through your writing, get to the self-seeking. What did I pick here? Oh, I yell. I did this. I defended myself. Just make your little tallies, go to the next one, tally, tally, tally. So basically we want to just see, like, what am I doing the most? What's the most prevalent thing that I am doing to make myself feel better in relation to people, places, and things that are not doing what I want them to do? Or they're not the way I want them to be. So I find the top 3 with the highest tally, the highest number. And I do the same thing with the fears, because these fears are also affecting my character as well. If I'm all wrapped up in fears about not having control, that is just going to spill out in my character everywhere I go. If I am afraid of other people's opinions, I'm going to spend my whole life trying to figure out how I can make everybody think really good things about me. And that is going to affect my character and the way that I present myself in life. So I get the top 3 there. And that's what I consider to be my step 6 list. So I would tell sponsees, those are the 6 things on your step 6 list. So right now, we just began step 5 by even talking about and pulling information from the 4th step writing. Now we're ready. So it's kind of like we're actually doing step 5, but geez, we just did step 6. That's what we just did. We just did step 6. Now there's a man in program who has lots of wonderful, wonderful podcasts on A Vision for You, who I highly recommend to everybody. And he would differ with me on this. He would say that everybody has the same character defects, the same 4 character defects: selfish, self-seeking, dishonest, and afraid. Like, does that ring a bell? He's like, you really don't have to know every detail about it. We're selfish, self-seeking, dishonest, and afraid. So if you want to, if somebody just, there's on their step 6 list of those 4 things, you've done your step 6 list right. What I was invited to do was to kind of personalize it a little bit and really find the things specific to me. They all have to do with selfishness, self-seeking motives, and me being afraid, and me being dishonest, lying to myself, mostly. So now we've basically taken those 2 portions of the writing, we've shared it with our sponsor, and we've made these tallies, and now we have our step 6 list, which we'll talk about that when we get to step 6 on the recordings, right? And do you have anything to add to this, Shalise?
No, I think that was perfect. Yeah, it was just really helpful for me going through and just tallying everything and just seeing where all the patterns that emerged through the writing, and it's very, very eye-opening. And seeing it still as I continue through the work.
Yeah, I see on mine that my biggest fears were not getting what I want, not getting my way, other people's opinions, and not having control. Those were my biggies. I didn't really have much of like not feeling good enough and not, I thought too highly of myself. This is why we're all different. Some people are like, oh my God, I'm no good, I'm no good, I'm no good. And I'm just like, I was more like, yeah, you're no good, you're no good, I'm good, you know? So I needed to deflate a little bit. And my self-seeking came out that I judge. Oh, I was the judge. Gossip came out big for me. And silent scorn, just having all kinds of nasty, nasty thoughts about you, but just keeping it inside. And you know, when I keep it inside and I don't do anything about it, that person might not feel it, but it's going to come out sideways somewhere in my life. Somebody's going to feel it, the wrath of me silent scorning, you know? So anyway, so I would love to tell you the next step with that in the step 6 list, but we'll talk about that when we get to step 6. So that's the first part of step 5 in my world.